Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to share with you guys another product for your home. Now, it's not a smart home tech product. It's just a product to help to improve the environment in your home, and it's another air filter. And it seems like a lot of companies have seen some of my videos about air purifiers, and I like to, when they reach out, I like to try to help them out and let you guys know what I think of the product. So let's face it, most of these things are pretty similar. Most of them have 3-in-1 filtration. And I'll tell you a little bit of a story. I remember being a kid and I had really bad allergies. It was just absolutely terrible. And as I've gotten older, I became more immune to allergies. My house is always pretty clean for the most part. And this time of year, I tend to keep the windows open a little more. And I don't know what it is about, no matter how many times you replace the filter with a forced air heating system, you just get a lot of dust. And I don't know if it's because I have a lot of dark furniture, a lot of blacks, you notice it more, I have a lot of glass. It just seems like my bedroom's always dusty. So I added a couple air filtration systems in there, or air purifiers, and it's definitely helped. And I like to believe that, when you sleep, that's where you do a lot of your recovery, or all your recovery for the most part. That's where your mind rests. And I think it's really important to get a good night's rest and to breathe easy. And whether that's through a humidifier, through, Google Home, playing relaxing music to help you doze off, or like I said, breathing in good quality air. So Renpho, a company, has reached out to me, and they were nice enough to sponsor the video and send me one of these right here. Now, I have so many air purifiers now. I have 2 by Airocide, and they're all a little bit different on how they work. The Airocide filters aren't actually a media. They're actually a UV light that kills mold, bacteria, spores. Very, very expensive. I've noticed a difference. In fact, I haven't really gotten the common cold in a really long time since having those. And I definitely breathe easier, and the dust is kept down with air purifiers. And what this is a 3-stage filtration system. And again, you guys know I never really get too involved in the box. I'm going to go ahead and throw this aside and just show you guys the actual air purifier. And what I like about this one here, it's got pretty good airflow, and that's one thing I've noticed with some of the other ones that I've received, some of the earlier ones, and I'm not going to name any names because they still function, but they don't have a lot of CFMs. And this thing definitely has a really nice amount of air movement in this, and that's really important in order for you to really filter the air, is to get that air moving through the filtration system. Now, the only thing with these ones here that I find, they don't say where you have to mount them, but most of these filters suck from the bottom. As a kid, when I had an air filter, it was very, very expensive because back then this stuff wasn't as common, and it had a huge filtration system right in the front, at least 12 by 12 for the filter media, and that thing blew a lot of air. And when you walked into a room with the door closed, very, very important, these only function perfectly if you keep the door closed. Now, you don't have to, okay, but if you really want to notice a real difference in the air quality, they're not meant to filter the whole house. They're meant for a smaller room. I would say about mostly, this isn't listed on here, but I'd say based on my experience, about 200 to 300 square feet. So it's going to be like, a bedroom basically. Now, not to say you can't put this downstairs. If I were to put this downstairs in my living room, it would definitely make a difference. It would definitely improve the air quality. But for you to really walk into a room and take a deep breath and notice that something's different in the air, for you to be able to smell it, you have to keep the door closed. So that's just kind of how these things work. Now, if you had several throughout your house, that's definitely going to be an improvement. But this time of year with the windows open, you're letting pollen in, you're letting the outside, particles in. They're really meant to be in a closed environment. But nonetheless, it's still an awesome product, and that's with any of them, not just this one. So it's a desktop air purifier, and that's why when you have you don't want to put these on the ground because then you're just too close to the carpet. You want these things kind of up a little bit higher. Desktop, dresser. I have a few located on my dresser in my bedroom. This one I might use in there because to test it out, it blows a lot more air. This removes smoke, pollen, allergens, and particles as small as 0.3 microns, which is pretty standard across the board. Activated charcoal filter with the true HEPA filter system. Again, 3 stages. It'll filter out dust, household odors, cigarette, wildfire smoke, pollen. Your basics. It's compact size, powerful purification for like I said, any room you want to put this in. I'm just reading off their Amazon listing here. It does have a quiet button, so if you want to put this in the bedroom and use it at night, you can quiet it down. I like to have some noise going, so the more noises that like pink noise or white noise, anything that kind of has a consistent sound, definitely makes me sleep better. I don't hear any of the outside noises at all. 3 different levels, or 4 different levels of speed. You have your sleep mode, or 1, 2, and 3, low, medium, high. And of course you have a night light filter, which I do want to plug this in here. You guys, you know, when it comes to sound on YouTube, it's amazing how many people, you guys know I'm into audio and car audio and home audio. And it's amazing how many people are always like, oh, you never turn it on. How can we hear it? Guys, you're not going to be able to hear on a YouTube video. This, I hate to say this, but this is common sense. If I turn this on, okay, just because I'm just going to turn it on to show you guys a light, okay, but they say it has a 37 dB sound rating. I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but if I turn this on and you guys crank up your volume on your computer or stereo or however you're watching me, it's going to be louder or quieter. So you really have to judge 37 dB by something in the real life, okay? But it is pretty quiet. So I'm going to turn it on. When you turn it on, you have your night light right over here, and that can be turned on or off with the night light button. It doesn't really glow very much. It's more of a, I think, more of just a feature than anything else. Just on, I'm going to turn it on speed button here. And you're not, this is, I mean, you're not really going to be able to, this isn't really a judge of volume. But on high, it definitely makes some noise. And when I put it in front of, oh man, it's nice, feels good. I'm sweating. It blows a lot of air. It really has a lot of air movement. I think it's much better than some of the other ones that I've had. A couple of the other ones, again, not naming any names, it seems to be a little bit of, it just doesn't seem to have that flow, you know. I don't see if there's an, it seems like there's an obstruction inside. Whereas this, it's got what I would consider like a, what do you call it? I forget the name. You know, the fan, like kind of like your exhaust fan in your bathroom. It's more of a rotary fan than like an actual fan. I forget what you call it, but anyway, it's got one of those in there, and that's about it, guys. I mean, not really much else to say about it. If you want it in quiet mode, you can definitely put it in quiet mode, and it's hardly noticeable at that point. Still putting out some decent amount of air. You know, for me though, I blast these things when I have them on. Yeah, I mean, that's really about it. I do want to show you guys before I close on the video here. The filtration is on the bottom. So what you do is you basically just grab these 2 tabs, you pull the cover off, pull the filter out, and that's about it there. You can see the 3-layer media. What's a little confusing, I will say, about this is they say this is a charcoal filter, and they must mean that this is more of a charcoal foam on the inside, because traditionally when I'm used to looking at charcoal, they tend to have chunks of charcoal in there, more of like a beaded media, but this might be just a different system for doing it. And you have an outer screen filter, and then looks like there's a media on the inside. I'm not sure if that's paper. I assume it's probably a paper media, but very easy to replace the filters in this thing. Just basically pop it in like so. Oh, you guys can't see me. It's common sense, but I'll still show you guys. Pop the filter in like so. Pop the cap on the bottom, and you're ready to go for fresh, clean air. All right, well, I want to go ahead and thank Renpho for their generosity once again in sending me this to use in the video and sponsor the video. If you do want to make a purchase, these are available for about $63 through the Amazon link. I'll put a link, as always, in the description where you can pick this up. I think it's worth it for your home. Even if you use it like around the kitchen to get rid of odors. If you have pets, this is a great addition, especially if you have pets. Pets are always giving off dander and everything else, so definitely something I recommend. And you know, for the price of these things, if you go into like a store, like a big box store around your town, you're gonna be paying like a minimum of $100 for these. So this is great. $63 shipped. It does have a 1-year warranty, and you know, nice thing about Amazon, if you ever have an issue, it's pretty easy to return it. So, but I think you'll be pretty happy with the airflow. And this one here, I haven't actually tested out yet in my bedroom, but I'm gonna try compare with the other ones. I will come back and do kind of a comparison video between the 3 different models that I have, or maybe 4 different models that I have, including the air side, even though it's a slightly different type of filter. It works differently, and it ought to work. It's pretty expensive, but a lot of technology behind that. If you haven't checked out my video on that, go ahead and check the other videos. Just go ahead to my channel and just search Air Purifier. It'll pull up all the other videos I've I've done on air purifiers. You guys can make a judgment based on what you think is the best one for you, and go ahead and get one. I think it's great if you're gonna get one anywhere in your house. Put it in the bedroom. I mean, that's where you breathe at night. That's where you want to get the best rest, and I think it's just a no-brainer. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel, and remember, if you do, click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And you guys have a wonderful day, and take care.